Tomorrow, the Wheeling, Ohio County Health Department is holding a free COVID-19 testing clinic at the Highlands. The clinic is for those with or without symptoms and no insurance is needed. You'll need to bring a driver's license, photo ID, or other proof of address. This is a mass drive-up testing clinic and you will be tested in your personal car. This will be on the Power Center lower parking lot near Old Navy tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's being hosted by the Wheeling, Ohio County Health Department and the Emergency Management Agency. And here's a look at the West Virginia DHHR map. Hancock County has moved to green. Brooke, Tyler, and Wetzel counties are still green as well. Ohio and Marshall counties remain yellow. And the two counties in the Mountain State are red, Mingo and Putnam. And looking at the Department of Education map, Ohio County has moved to gold. Brooke County is now green. Marshall and Hancock counties are yellow, while Wetzel and Tyler are green. For a full look at what's required for counties in gold, head to our website, WTRF.com. Masks are mandatory in many places, and for some of us, wearing them might be a little uncomfortable, but for children with autism, it's much more difficult. Dr. Ellen Kitts, who is the medical director for Easter Seals, says some children with autism physically can't wear masks due to sensory issues. They can't stand to have anything on their face or head, and in some cases, masks are also inhibiting testing to see if a child is autistic.
Autism is a social disorder, and you need to be able to see facial expression and see how they relate, and having a mask on, having a plastic barrier, makes the testing almost impossible. And that's been very difficult because we have a backlog, but we can't honestly give a good answer when things are so artificial, and what we're looking for is how they respond naturally.
Dr. Kitts explained that some kids are also afraid of the masks, but that's wearing off because they see so many people wearing them. And taking a look at your forecast this evening, you probably woke up this morning a little chilled, but that sun heated up to make just about the perfect day. Here's a live look outside over Marshall County, where you can see not a cloud in the sky. So our fall temperature is here to stay on this last week of summer. Let's send it over to Storm Tracker 7 meteorologist Alexa Trischler to find out. Alexa.
Steph, when you walk outside on a day like today, you really have trouble being in a bad mood and a bad state of mind because of how wonderful it is outside. Hard to believe it's the end of summer, the last days here, and they're absolutely gorgeous. We're going to take a live look now with Storm Tracker 7 radar. The rest of tonight's going to be clear and calm, pretty much the same deal. And there's another frost advisory for the higher elevations to our east, and also there's that in effect for our northern locations to our northeast. So out of our immediate area, of course, but still we're talking about chilly temperatures as we sit under northeasterly flow. We're in the upper 60s. It is a little breezy out there, a cool wind, of course, and tomorrow another rain-free day, plenty of sunshine on the way with pretty much similar conditions and temperatures. Not much going on, which is good news to finish out the summer season. We'll talk more about your forecast in detail in minutes, but now back to Steph.
All right, Alexa, thanks. 7 News is your local election headquarters. West Virginia Secretary of State Mac Warner says he's seen incorrect information spread about voting this year and wants to stop it in its tracks. Warner pointed to a postcard sent by the Postal Service to every household in West Virginia. It suggested an incorrect date for the legal deadline to apply for an absentee ballot. In addition, he claims the state's ACLU misled the public when they said voters needed to access an online portal to request to vote absentee. Warner says voters can make the request over the phone, email, regular mail, and fax. Official election information can be found at govotewv.com. And take a look at this. Known throughout Marshall County for her bright yellow scooter, September holds a larger meaning to Heather Gillespie, who at 19 suffered a spinal cord injury from a severe accident. Thanks to the doctors that gave her help to shoulder on, a green ribbon worn this month brings awareness to spinal cord injuries. With buckets nearing 5,000 handmade ribbons, Heather says this summer alone there are several cases reported in our area, and 20,000 new cases are reported annually in the U.S. Motor vehicle accidents and falls are the leading cause of paralysis, and about 500,000 Americans have had to learn life over again, including Heather.
I went through my ups and downs. I hit depression peak, but I just didn't give up. The doctors also told me that I had a pretty slim chance of having children, and I think that was because of my injury. But I have 3 kids and I've been raising them, been living independently since.
Heather tells her story to inspire those fighting similar battles and says part of bringing awareness means acknowledging someone in a wheelchair and breaking down stigmas. She welcomes inquisition from kids and has brought boatloads of green ribbons to local schools, becoming the perfect conversation starter. Today is West Virginia Day of Hope, where anyone facing substance use is reminded they aren't alone. It's only once a year. 7 News reporter Aaliyah Keller tells us the event has gone virtual and that it isn't too late to ask for help. Aaliyah.
Just a message of hope for anyone seeking and in recovery is what's circulating on this social media page.
To me, it is the start of making a change.
It's the 6th year of West Virginia Day of Hope. Youth Services System, Community Impact Coalition, and the West Virginia Council of Churches all are behind it and have something to say.
It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to take a step out of your comfort zone and get help.
This isn't the first year they celebrated this, but it's never been quite like this before. It's all online. A few religious leaders are recording a church service with some others in recovery sharing their stories. They're talking about the impact of substance use on children, particularly those in foster, adoptive, and kinship care. All over, there's also messages of hope for people who organizers say need it the most, all from local faith leaders and community partners, telling us things like,
I just really want to encourage each of us to be human during these really uncertain times and to look at other people around us as the human beings that they are and offer support to them in ways that we feel comfortable with.
The Beyond Addiction Support Group in Serenity Hills Life Center is just a couple of the places they say you could find hope. In Wheeling, I'm Aaliyah Keller working for you.
Aaliyah, thanks. If you'd like to view some of the messages of hope or would like to seek help, go to the Facebook page you see on your screen. There's also ways you could help someone who is struggling on there as well.